and it is just preparing now.
Mm.
We should be live very soon.
Which means we're probably live, we just don't know it yet, so people get to see the
Yeah.
bloopers.
So if we are on, hello.
Just preparing now.
Oh, remember
And
to hit
we
the
are-
record button.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's do that now. And we are on. Word on this. Blessings, beautiful beings. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here at this time. So grateful here with the beautiful David Lyon at
What's poppin', what's
Lionism.
poppin'?
If you want to see him on Instagram, he shares encoded wisdom. He's an epic being altogether. And here we are in this divine space today to share and transmit and help to perhaps comfort and connect you to a greater sense of alignment and harmony within these times.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much for having me once again. It's always such a joy and pleasure to play with you in these spaces. You know, every time we do it, I get super excited because I could feel the level of magic that's about to unfold and happen. So it's always an honor and a pleasure.
Oh, I so feel it. Thank you. Thank you. And hello to all you beautiful beings. We got people commenting in here. Hello, we have people from Dakota, from Norway, from, wow, many beautiful divine places.
What's up, peeps?
Hello,
What's
hello.
going on?
While taking this moment, let's just send everyone like a gigantic stream of source energy that is luminous and vibrant and comforting and helps people to relax, allowing everyone to receive this now. Feeling yourself settling, all your energies calibrating into alignment. Feeling so good, so comfortable, so strong, so sovereign in your energy, in your frequency. Your truth, your knowing, your sight is clear, integrally anchored. And so it is. Sending you all that love, sending you all that love.
Yes, and so it is. And yeah,
So,
genuinely. Oh,
yeah.
yeah, I was just gonna say to the people tuning in, like a genuine thank you for being here. You know, I myself really appreciate it. I know everyone's going through a lot of different things right now, and you know, I really appreciate and honor everyone's process, everyone's discomforts and joys and pains. You know, it's a beautiful expanding happening here, and the fact that you're here means that you're someone who really cares about expansion and love and harmony. Otherwise, you wouldn't have found these channels, right?
Yeah.
So thank you for being here. We deeply appreciate you and we're excited to play.
Yes, which like you bring up such an incredible point. I love to mention this, just like for you to be here receiving these words and this energy and this frequency, that is a certain vibration that you have attuned to, that we are aligned within. For you to be guided to and called to and answering the call and embodying the state of receiving this energy and being here with us, especially during these times, like casual 2020 paradigm shift, like global false alarm coronavirus and all the like race wars and really what's happening from behind the scenes. Where are you at right now? Where are you at right now? Like, thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing this way. Thank you for choosing sight, clarity, yourself. That's essentially what we're here to do, is to continue to light perspectives and show pathways so that you can be like, that one's mine. That one's mine. Here's how I do mine.
I love it. So well said. So
Oh,
well said.
it's so magical to be here with you. Like, it's epic. Like, thank you. There's billions of people in the world, and there's like a couple hundred, couple thousand here. So this is real. Thank you.
Bombastic things. I like it. I like it.
Yeah. So yeah, how are you doing? How are you feeling with the energies? How's
I'm doing really well. I'm definitely feeling much better today. I was, you know, as I was sharing with you pre-Zoom, you know, I was going through I was feeling a lot of pain in the last 2 days because of the world events, from you know the George Floyd to the Brad Ayala incident, who got sniped in the head, and just everything. And so I was really feeling a lot of pain, and I'm really appreciative of the pain that I was feeling.
Mm.
because it gave me such a great reflection point to just ask myself deeper questions, you know, because it not only cracked my heart open, but what it revealed to me was that inside I had this feeling of helplessness. And
Mm.
it was subtle yet deep, and I could see how that had been unconscious to me before. So I was when I became aware of the helplessness, I remember I had an interesting moment because I was kind of wondering to myself, I'm like, okay, I'm like, but you know, like, what can I do? Like, what can I do? And I was kind of in that dance, and I took a moment, and this is the first time this ever happened to me,
Mm.
where I took a moment and I just went inside. I went into meditation and I started to talk to God. And I was just like, I'm like, what will you have me do? What can I do? And the response I got immediately was crystal clear. It was, be more of yourself. And I immediately, like, I felt I like roared back. I'm like, that's not enough. And I
Wow.
was and I was so surprised to hear myself say that, since, you know, I'm the being guy. I'm all about being. And
Yes.
so within that response of mine was the information of the answer that I needed to look at, was why on any level would I feel that being more of myself would not be enough?
Right.
And so I went into reflection on it, and what I discovered was that this is where it goes back into that helplessness. You know, it was I realized that helplessness is actually you believing, falsely believing, that your truths, your expressions, your heart's ways, whatever you do have to do, is not enough. But it's that belief of the not enoughness that is causing the feeling of helplessness. And so,
Mm.
that's where I realized, through releasing that, I'm like, oh, this isn't a question of what can I do during these times. It's how can I be more me, which
Yeah.
is which for me looked like helping my helplessness and letting whatever expressions I had be enough and be worth something because it came from love, and reminding myself that because it's coming from my heart, because it's coming from love, that that is perfect and is what's needed. And
Mhm.
so what ended up unfolding for me specifically was, you know, me going on YouTube and doing a live stream,
Mm.
and very I had no idea what I was going to say, but that was my
Yeah.
truth. My truth
Yes.
was, I don't know what to say. And I
Vulnerability,
just that's
openness, allowance.
that's it, you know, and I just spoke from that space of I don't know what to say, and let the truth continue to unravel from there.
Mhm.
And it ended up being as perfect as it needed to be, you know, for whoever got something from it and how to navigate their own helplessness or
And
whatever
that's
else.
what we all need, because even beyond, like, the topic that you're sharing, it's, like, the frequency that emits because of the embodiment that you're choosing. Because I feel like that's what everyone needs in this time. There's so much is, like, rising to the surface, there's a lot of information just being regurgitated and people just, like, wanting to be like, "Oh, I wanna appear this way or I don't wanna appear that way, so I'm gonna say this because they're saying this and they told me this. Is this what I do? Do I look like it?" And it's like, integrate it. Do your
Yes.
own version of it. Like, there's an energy that's felt and, like, you can feel it personally. It's an illusion to think our beingness isn't enough, because when you actually are, like, in your true self and you're, like, feeling yourself and you know yourself and you're clear and you're having fun and you're feeling, like, good and everything's, like, rolling and flowing, like, that is the most potent, satiating feeling, and it's also
Yes.
felt by others. It's like
Yes.
nothing is as satiating as that, as, like, just fully, like, being self, and that is the energy that we need. That's literally, like, the ego tries to tell us that's not enough because it is everything. It's the solution, actually, because if we're all here embodying truth and who we actually are and, like, the knowing, and a lot of people do need to change and shift, like, that is a thing. Like, a lot of people do need to wake the fuck up
Yep.
and open their eyes and see, like, what is. But for a lot of us who are like, whoa, I feel like I've been living in a different world. Yes, I fully see this and I'm aware of this and I've been fighting this my entire life, but I've integrated it in a different way and my reality has constructed in a way that allows me to live in this different way. But hey, we're bringing this to surface and we're bringing this here. So how do I adjust from my authentic existence, how I live, and honor this and bring this to
Yes.
surface and, like, integrate this part of the process moving forward?
Yes. Yes. 100%. Yeah. And you know, it's it's like you said, it's like when you get in tune with your true self, you get in tune with the truth. You get in tune with whatever true expressions are wanting to come out.
Mhm.
There's something I've been being shown recently. So recently I've been connecting with these angels that have been coming into my space, which is pretty new for me, and there's a bit of a story behind it. I've always channeled guides and ETs and that sort of things, and been aware of angels and sometimes getting angel messages. But in terms of me deeply connecting with angels and getting to know them, this is new for me, and that's because I had resistance to it due to other reasons, which I could get into after if necessary. But what what one of the things they've been showing me and offering as a tool for myself and other people, which I think you guys will appreciate, is this idea to imagine if you were an angel, which you are, right? If
Mhm.
if you were an angel and you were living with angels, how would you live? What do you believe in your imagination space it's like to live as an angel? And when you
Mhm.
play with that imagination, you can start to see how, if an angel were to show up in your presence, their presence, their beingness is enough. You don't need them to say anything. You don't need them to do anything. They're not there questioning, what more can I do? They know that everything's flowing through their being and they're being called towards whatever actions they need, but that their presence, their beingness is enough. And so they've been offering this tool for people to play with, to play with that, to imagine if you were an angel and living with angels, how would you show up differently? How would you live differently? And how would you own your beingness differently, knowing that it's as magical as any other angel?
Yes, and like the angel responds to everything so divinely and without question because of that like integrated beingness, because the angel is the authentic self.
Yes.
And yeah, hmm yeah, and all angels are different too. All angels help different people in different sectors and themes and missions and purposes as well, just as we as humans embody different versions as well. And it's like we need that angel to fully be that angel so that that angel can assist with this. Yeah,
Yes.
and yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and one of the cool things that I've been learning about them is
Because you've been
really.
connecting with them more, right? Recently. We were talking about this before. Yeah, they've been coming in more like tangibly for you.
Yeah, they've been coming in more. Okay, so I'll give the backstory because it's kind of interesting. So I was um, recently, when I was running my virtual retreat opening to channel,
Mhm.
there was a moment. Now looking back, I could see the synchronicities that led to this, but there was a moment where it was on, I think, the sixth day out of seven, where the group was all seeing that there were these floating orbs around me on the screen, and
Wow.
everyone's just like, you got orbs there, and this is all like recorded and stuff. And so since it was a channeling retreat, I was like, okay, perfect, tune in and tell me what they are. And
Mm,
everyone said angels.
wow.
And I was just
Mhm.
like, oh, I'm like that's interesting. And then immediately I felt called to go into a trance channeling state and to allow them to speak through me. I could feel that there was a message there, and I
Mhm.
had resistance to it, which
Wow.
which was interesting for me because I'm, like I said, like, I'll happily channel ETs and this, that, and the other, no problem. But why would I have a resistance towards angels?
Mm.
So, I leaned into my own edge, and I went into the experience, which was absolutely immensely beautiful to feel
Mm.
that collective of energy through my vessel.
Mhm.
And what they revealed to me was that the reason why I had a resistance to them was because they represent an aspect of myself that I didn't want to see, because one of my past mentors, who had helped me ignite my gifts and kind of taught me energy mechanics, always used to
Mm.
refer to angels as fluffy. Always used to give it this dismissive, like, oh, angels are fluff. We only work with guides. And I didn't
Wow.
realize, yeah, I didn't realize that I subconsciously picked that up. And that's what I did. I just continued to work with spirit guides and ascended masters and whatnot. But angels in the back seat of my consciousness was fluff. And so when this came up, resistance. But it was the most beautiful experience. And what I most learned from it was really this distinction between angels and guides,
Mm.
and how, you know, I always say like
I would love
guides.
to hear what is that distinction, and yeah, things are coming through too in terms of, because it's asking me the question too. I'm asking myself the question like, well, what do I feel about the distinction? So yeah,
Oh,
what do you
cool.
feel?
Yeah. So what I was taught, what I've been shown is that, well, to start with the guides is that, like I always say, the purpose of your guides is to show you how to be a better guide of yourself. So they're
Mm,
there to offer guidance, to offer direction. And the thing that's unique with guides, which a lot of people experience, is they'll be very present sometimes, and then you can have moments of experience where you're like, where are my guides? I don't know where they are. Like my guides left me, and people go through that. But
yeah.
really, your guides, because they want to empower you to be a better guide of yourself, they're just waiting for you to act on the guidance that they already gave you,
Mm,
so that you could continue that connection. So in
mm,
that way, that's kind of like the guides playground, and the way so that's the way they show up. Where angels, they show up 100% of the time, no matter when or how you ask. There's
mm,
no, mm, they're not guiding you. They're there to love you in a
yeah.
different kind of way. Guides are love as well. I'm not trying to give that impression.
Yes, yes. But it's like support. It's like support. No, I fully resonate with it, where it's like the angels feel very like nurturing, nourishing, supportive, hugging, like angel wings, just like kind of like cradling you or like saving you or like shifting a timeline or placing something like blessings or miracles, like gifts, things. Wow. It's like angelic and very yeah, whenever I'm working with them, it's like a fully different energy. And I feel like guides are more so like offering coded wisdom. They
Yes.
offer like, yeah, like tools, resources, formulas, like uh they show you like beyond the future. They show you, yeah, things like that, where angels are more there for support. And I also observe too, like when I'm tapping in for my clients and I'm channeling for my clients, every time there's a different guide that will come through, and like per person, and it always is significant because when angels come through for guides, they're usually in a period of like healing and
Yes.
like connecting with themselves more, or like learning how to love,
Yes.
accepting. And then when I'm connecting with clients who have like guides come in, it's usually they're ready for the next activation. They're ready for the next level.
Mm.
They're on their journey. It's
Yeah.
time to go. They're holding the mission, the purpose. It's time to bring it through. Yeah.
So good.
So, mhm,
Yeah,
mhm.
so good, so on point. It's, yeah, because one of the things that I learned through them is that they're really like, when I was channeling that angel collective, I was in this state of infinite patience. And I
Mm.
don't mean, because often sometimes the word patience can get misinterpreted of like, well, why do you need patience if you have love? But it's this very blissful kind of patience where
I'm
where
considering that. Why do you need patience if you need love? Yeah, because they're different. They're both required for different things. Love is always present, but patience is sometimes necessary if you have burning desire or passion for something.
Yeah, this is more of a like it's this holding space of infinite patience and love. And
Mm.
what I found unique about them is that they don't so much offer guidance like guides, like this is what you need to see, this is what you're not seeing, da 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 da. Da. They're not giving guidance, but they very much embody. There's a very powerful quote that I've always loved, and it says, "I'm not here to teach you. I'm here to love you, and love will teach you."
Yes.
That perfectly sums up the angel
Yeah.
energy, where they just stand there in love and allow you to, you made a great video. I don't remember what it was called, but in one of your videos you shared how, if ever you're going through a hard time, call on your angels and just like bitch to them, get angry with them, knowing that it's a
Yep.
safe space,
Yeah.
because they're going to stand there in infinite love and just allow you to get it out your system, but they're not giving you guidance.
Right. Yes. They'll like support you, and it's necessary to be your authentic true self in expressing with them and being with them, because they can see it either way. So if you're like trying to like, angels please, I would like for that, it's like, and you want to freak out, it's like they're like, we love you and we're here for you, but we also see you're not like ready yet, so we'll just keep loving you regardless, where guides would be like, no, and I'm dipping. Like,
Yes.
I'll be back
Exactly.
later. I'll be back later.
Yeah, 100%. And so yeah, so this is where like working with them has been evolving my own beingness, because
Mm,
I was more used to guide energy. I operated on a certain spectrum, and I very joyfully love to, like tap in and, give messages and all that stuff. Where this evolution I've been going through working with the angels has been much more softening of my heart. I feel like there's this sweetness of love that's been coming out of me that feels
mm.
very sweet, and it's a completely different energy. Yeah, it's a completely different energy that I'm exploring this new spectrum of myself that I was afraid to connect with and see. And it's interesting even for myself to see how I'm showing up differently in moments where things happen, and how instead of, like, oh well, it's because, not seeing this and da 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 da, it's just love. It's just
Yeah.
presence. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah. And it's like so needed and necessary in this time. So thank you for showing up in this way and allowing this like version of yourself to fully blossom and to appear and show, because like especially like in this time for you to be like loving and nurturing, and I even feel it from you, just like you're so like gentle and graceful and loving, and it's just like, ah, yes, like so safe, so comfortable, like real, like true. And for you to embody that in this time with everything that's going on, and you have the honor of being a Black man in this time, and like just also being like, and yeah, love, yeah, angels, yeah, this, yeah, it's like it's a fucking frequency. So
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And actually I wanted to really honor you. Actually, I was really reflecting on you and just appreciating you, just with the posts you've been making and the movements you've been making and the perspective you've been offering everybody, not just Black people, but everybody, like for example, with your post about like black out, nah, black in, you know,
Yes,
that was a
yes,
movement. That was a statement.
yes.
That was an upgrade that I know so many people appreciated and even like reshared from my stories and stuff like that. And I've seen the videos you've been putting out, and I really 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 appreciate the way you've been showing up and just being you in the ways that only you can do. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's like such an honor, and it's like it's so incredible because it feels like my whole life was even like organized to be here for this. So I it's a fucking honor. It's like, yes, finally. So yeah, thank you. And it's been so cool to like see so many people come together, and it's revealed so much too of like where people are at. Cause thank you for the reflection. I'm feeling the same way about so many people too, and you as well. Just like, oh, okay, like this is a significant time. This is showing a lot. Like how people are choosing to show up is a lot. And so to
Mhm.
see people like really standing and speaking out and like embodying it, I'm like, oh, I knew you were a real one. I knew like, all right, okay, cool.
That's
And
it.
those who aren't, there's no judgment. It's
Yeah.
like, and I'm actually like all for that too, which we like would love to even share about too, where it's like if you don't feel called to, or if you don't know how right now, I feel like there's so much projection and being like everyone needs to like say it in this certain way and speak
Mm.
this certain message, and a lot of people are not haven't integrated it yet and are still in the process of being like, whoa, this is real, or like, whoa, this isn't okay, like it's people need to be kind of like in that process rather than being like, but I'm supposed to do this and share this and be this and say this and I want to appear like this. That's all ego.
Yes.
That's all ego. It's like, what are we doing here? And then I'm seeing so many like large accounts. I don't know if you've seen this, but and I won't mention them. I was
Mm.
told this. I didn't necessarily see it, but I was told it and went back and was like, oh, whoa, seeing all this where a lot of like spiritual leaders and guides and like social media people and motivational speakers are being like canceled and taken down because they went quiet in this time, or they're not sharing or speaking up.
No way.
Oh, big time. I'll send you some stuff. Big people like with huge accounts, and people are now sharing that story on their accounts and like canceling these people. Like people are getting refunds. They're like this. Like these people are, because they
Wow.
haven't spoken or shared anything in this time. And while on a personal level, I'm over here like transmuting my judgment and being like, we're all humans, we should all be fighting for equality. But if that isn't their mission and they haven't shed the blood, sweat, and tears like we have, like I have for this
Yeah.
mission, so much passion, fire burning in me, where it's like I'm having to keep myself from saying too much, because I
Yeah.
don't like really genuinely, where it's like I don't want to hear their voices. I don't want to
Wow.
hear them in this time. We shouldn't listen to them in this time. I don't want to hear them regurgitate some shit and try and act and say this and this. No, move over. We need to not be listening to them. And a lot of them are white. And so people are like, oh, you're a racist, this is this. It's like, why are we even paying attention to them in this time? Like,
Wow.
why are we even paying attention to these people? Like, let's just amplify the Black voices and listen to the Black leaders. That's what we should be doing in this time. That's what it's calling for. And while at the same time, again, it's a mixed thing, because personally I feel like they should be, if they're a motivational speaker, if they're for equality, if they are who they say that they are, and they've been making money off of offering the help that they say that they integrate into their life, they should be speaking. But if they're not, we should not force them, and we should just like, that's an awareness. Okay, thank you, let's keep focused, because then
Yeah.
it's just separation and anger, and it's just more of the things, and it's like, whoa, no. Like, they offer light and love in their way. They can't do it in this way. This isn't their mission. Like, let them do that. And soon another topic will be relevant, because we'll continue to evolve through this, and maybe they'll have the answers then. But if they're
It,
canceled in past eyes for not having this, it's like, yeah. So I'm just like, people, stop falling for it.
yeah, that's crazy. I wasn't aware that, like, I knew that it was happening on some level because I had a few of my white friends. It feels so weird to even say my white friends just because
I
it's
know, right?
like that
I
does.
know.
I'm like, why am I like as I'm saying it, I'm like, that's not
I
natural,
know.
but
I
but
know.
like so I
But
hope
like in this time, right? Yeah.
like
Oh,
hope you guys understand me, like I'm also dancing with this, but my friends have reached out to me saying that they felt shame because they haven't said anything, and but they want to say something, and like, and I didn't know that this was happening to spiritual leaders and other leaders as well, and I just think it's so important to recognize that everyone's in their own process,
yeah.
right?
Yes.
Everyone's in their own process, and suppressing people is just continuing suppression.
Yep.
Whether it's coming from black, white, Asian, I don't care. Et, it's everyone's in their own process, and my personal belief is that if you're feeling uncomfortable inside yourself, if you're feeling like you don't know what to say, if you're feeling helpless, if you're feeling anything and you haven't said anything, that's okay, because that means that you care. You wouldn't be stirring inside of yourself, you wouldn't be asking those questions and feeling those things if you didn't care, if you weren't looking for that expansion point, looking how to embody more love. And even if you're someone who feels absolutely nothing, that's okay too. That's your process. Everyone, you can't force a flower to blossom, right? Everyone's going to blossom at their own rate and speed, but just like every flower, it needs loving attention, it needs love, it needs water. You can't just suppress it back into the dirt because it's not blossoming.
Right.
It's
Right.
it's the angel message, it's love.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Literally casual. Like, for bringing it through. Thank you for being it. It's, yeah. Hmm. Like, casually, you're the future. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow.
So
We have so
what
many epic people here in the comments too, by the way, just to like acknowledge everyone. Thank you so much. Everyone's feeling this so deeply. So grateful to, yeah, be transmitting these codes.
I was gonna
Mhm.
ask, what do you feel like people tuning in, both live and on the replay, most want us to talk about, most want to hear about, learn about, experience? What's your what's
Literally
your
upon
intuition?
that question, it was literally a million hallways, a billion answers. So that's a really hard question.
Mm,
I feel like that even that was pretty big. Just like the permission to be like, wherever you're at, it's important to be
mm.
okay with that and in your process fully.
Absolutely, yeah. And like really, like for whatever it's worth, coming from myself or from Heather, like really know that there's no judgment. There's no judgment, regardless of where you're at in your process. You know, if anything, the only encouragement, the only invitation is just self-honesty, self
Mhm.
self-reflection, self-exploration, not to force yourself so that you can finally make a move, but just because it's who you are to become more of who you are, right?
Yes.
It's who you are to embody more love, whether there's racist things going on or not. You know,
Yeah.
this it's just who you are. So that's the invitation, that's the encouragement, is just self-honesty and to be gentle with yourself through that process so that you can bud and blossom that inner rose.
Mhm. Mhm. And like we need everyone. We need everyone at their best right now. That is that is like the whole idea of all of this, is that we need everyone at their strongest and everyone to come together. So yeah, like judgment, self-judgment, external judgment, projection, hate, like it's important to just like hold, especially people tuning in here, right? Because this is like a specific consciousness that and frequency that people attune to in order to even be here. It's so important for us, like you tuning in, you are a part of a specific mission and harmonious future, and you have that and know that in your soul, and that's what has always been speaking to you, that you always had that idea of, and you have the responsibility, the gift you get to embody this like frequency of love and harmony beyond all of the chaos. And even though of course we experience these human emotions and we have these different phases, trust, I do too, but that just guides you to a better embodiment
Yes.
of yourself, of this frequency. So like, no, yeah, if you're here, like, yeah, you're here for a specific reason. And thank you for being here for this particular mission and
Yes.
anchoring in the light and the love and the harmony, regardless of anything. Because we know that is the hardest thing to do. It's easier to be angry and fight and deny and not look at and react. And this, that is easy.
Hmm.
That is easy. This is the work, like this is the mastery. So thank you.
Yes. Yes. And so I have an inspiration.
Yes.
I feel like I feel like people would appreciate learning how to better connect to their angels.
Yes, yes. Okay, and also seeing a question of
Oh, yeah.
someone's recently connecting with their angels as well,
Mm,
and they want to start offering energy healing, and
mm,
they have an issue with charging for that specifically. And I feel like,
mm.
yeah, that's a huge thing in the spiritual community, where people, especially where people either project, oh, if it's spiritual or if it's healing, if it's this, then you shouldn't be charging for it. But it's like, what about doctors, therapists, surgeons, medical, like they all get paid. And also there actually is a necessary exchange of energy, an equal energetic exchange that is necessary in order for you to be supported and protected and fueled from the experience, as well as for it to work and for
Yes.
them to feel like the effects of it as well. Because essentially when they pay for it, then they're like agreeing to something, they're putting their energy, their intention into something, they're committing to it essentially. And then when you accept that and you feel good about that, you feel supported, you feel like, oh, I get an exchange from this as well, then you shift into a state where you're able to transmit the best healing, the most potent codes. That So it's necessary. You have to
Yes.
be supported in that
A
way.
100%. Yeah. And I have a lot of perspectives on this because this was quite the dance for me at some point in my life, you know, and you know, I'm someone who very firmly believes in unconditional generosity. And with that said, it is generous for you to charge people. It is
Mm,
generous for yourself to make yourself available to people who want to work with you on that level. It is
right.
equally as generous whether your unconditional generosity is just in a flow like this where we just want to give. You know, this is
Mhm.
our generosity of the moment. You know, so yes, you can have your giftings and your free givings and all that stuff. That is one expression of generosity. And in addition to that, there are those who want that higher level offering. There are those who, if they see you're offering something for free and something for $1,000, there are those who want the $1,000 thing because it's a joy for them to give. It's a joy for them to invest in themselves in that way. I'm totally one of those people. You know,
Same.
yeah, you know, so
It's
it's
it's like, oh, I'm I care about this. I'm energetically like dedicating to this by putting this here.
Absolutely. You know, you're just saying, I want to work with you on a certain level. And it's so you don't need to exclude any form of generosity, but let all forms of generosity be equal. Because at the end of the day, if you really think about it, what you're doing by allowing yourself to fully embody the wealth of your spirit, by allowing yourself to embody the wealth of your spirit and the generosity of your soul and the abundance of yourself, what we're doing is we're shifting the wealth frequency on the planet. Because what I believe, us as light leaders, you know, I know, speaking, and I can speak for myself, and I know Heather, we are people who really believe in ease. We believe in flow. We believe in inspired action. We believe in intuition. We, I'll speak for myself here, but I'm like, I don't believe in hustle and grind and struggle and forcing and strategizing and all those things. But that is what a lot of the financial power leaders are promoting, you know, be it, you know, Tony Robbins or Oprah, and there's nothing wrong with it. That's a paradigm. But
Mhm.
what I stand for, and what I notice you stand for, is it is entirely possible to experience wealth in all forms, financial, emotional, and spiritual, and mental, through ease, through flow, through inspiration. So by you allowing yourself to receive wealth in those ways, by you being generous enough to make offerings that have a price point and those that don't, and accumulating success, you are serving as an example for others to see that it is possible to live in that way, so that they have more examples of of holistic wealth, of true wealth, and not just a financial wealth. So it is necessary for you to do so. It is asked for you to do so. Please do so.
Please do so. Oh, wow. Yeah, that is so, so powerful. And essentially, like, yeah, in order to, there has to be a formula of ease in order to, when receiving the being, in order to, like, in identifying the worth. Essentially, the reason why I'm saying this, what I'm trying to say is, I'm thinking of when is force and strategy and this energy necessary? Because it's not that it's not ever necessary, but it's not, that's not the formula in terms of receiving for your worth and supporting your well-being. And like, that's not the formula for achieving things just to live, like food, rent, things like that. That's not the energy. That's not the formula. Force and strategy and all that, perhaps moving through an issue or breaking through something. But that's when we use that energy. But in terms of like receiving the being and embodying, it is actually a necessary like formula of ease in receiving. Otherwise, it burns out. The other is possible. It's
Ab-
just
ab-
not.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, and this is where what I always share is that, you know, heaven is not a destination. It's a state of being. It's a state of being that we can choose to embody, which has the frequencies of ease, of bliss, of excitement, of joy, of passion, of creativity, of love, of curiosity, and all those lighter feelings. And so, but it's a choice. It's a choice, you know, and it takes courage. You know, I, like I said, I'm personally someone who does not believe in hard work or pushing. I never was. And nothing that I've amounted in my life came from those energies. And I know this isn't the same for everyone, but this has been my path. But it is entirely possible to live purely through synchronicity, purely through flow, purely through intuition and inspiration. However, the requirement is courage. The requirement is vulnerability. It is humility. It is calling yourself forth into the blossoming of your being. That is the work, if you want to call it that.
That's the strength, that's the force. It's
Yes.
it's like it's like, yeah, activating life force into ease and simply just being.
Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
So hopefully that inspires some new pathways for you to dance with.
Yes.
The
Mm,
abundance.
abundance. And yeah, in terms of the question that you asked earlier, and like in terms of connecting with angels, I think that that is such, yeah, a beautiful, and if you want to share a transmission, then yeah, that feels good. That's what they're saying. But essentially, angels, I feel like angels are like the perfect energy to, if you are looking to connect more spiritually in this time or center yourself more. I feel like angels are the great go-to, because people are like, what are my guides? Am I talking to this or this is this? What is this? How do I know? And angels are just like an embodiment. They're a frequency of heaven, of support, of love, of nurturing, of nourishment. And of course, angels have their own expressions and individual personalities and such, but they usually travel in like tribe, like a frequency of tribe energy, where it's like a group of
Big
angelic
time.
energy. Yeah.
Big
So
time.
yeah, I feel like they're a perfect energy to connect with right now. And the biggest thing is free will. There's a divine plan of everything, but it is orchestrated by free will. So
Yes.
it's like everything does happen a certain way. Like we do shift to a better paradigm. We do integrate a higher form of consciousness and awareness, and everything does shift to a different frequency. But because of free will dictates how that happens.
Yes.
So it's that it does happen, but yeah, there's like a process within it. So essentially within that free will, we have to ask, we have to call upon our angels and ask for help and actually put ourselves, that's the first step. Because when you're asking, you're energetically putting yourself in a space to be able to receive, to
Yes.
listen, to open. So you have to ask, please help me. This is this. Like, I'm calling in this energy, or I'm confused about this, or even just allowing yourself to speak as if it's like a spiritual therapy session with an angel. Allow yourself to like release and open up and ask for assistance.
Yes. Yes.
What would
I
you
don't even,
say?
yeah, I mean, I don't even have anything to compliment that with. That was perfect. You know, what I will compliment that with is, our free will is in our choice on how we respond. That's where our free will is. It's our ability to respond in whether we respond in a way where we want to open up, where we want to close down, where we want to not believe. That's the free will agent, is how you're choosing to respond to what's present for you, to what's available for you. So
Yeah.
that's what
Yep.
I'll share on that. And
Yep. I love that. That's big.
yeah, and so yeah, I'd be happy to make an offering for
Yes.
everyone. And
Yes.
and yeah, and
Yes.
I'd love it if you can just activate me in my vibrations as I do so, so that everyone could receive in the best way
Yes.
possible.
Yes.
Cool.
Absolutely. Transmitting frequency now. Support, love, help, assistance. Encoded wisdom channel. Shifting, anchoring, integrating, settling, aligned. And so it is.
Mm.
Mhm.
Hmm. So know that anything and everything coming through this channel is always with the intention of the highest good for all involved, always, in all ways. And with that said, what I'd love for everyone to do, if you would like to connect with more of your angels and have that experience for yourself, all I want you to do is to take a moment to first set that intention, because intention is the guiding force of manifestation of magic. And so on the inside, I just want you to take a moment to set that intention of, I'm ready to connect with more of my angels. I'm ready to connect with the angels. I'm ready to experience the angels and their energies in whatever way is right and best for me. No expectations. I'm simply open. And so taking a moment to set that intention, let your heart spin into joy as that intention ignites. And then all I want you to do is, I want you to go ahead and to close your eyes if they're not already closed. Going ahead and closing your eyes. And all I want you to do with your eyes closed is just begin to breathe. Just begin to breathe. And feeling yourself breathing consciously in a unique way as you begin to breathe up and down your midline. Breathing up and down your midline or wherever's comfortable for you. You might breathe up and down your spine. You might breathe up the bridge of your nose at 12 o'clock, your midline. But just allowing yourself to breathe intentionally so that as you do so, your energy naturally starts to expand, and it starts to activate your intentions. Because what we most want you to realize is that the instant you call on your highest angels, they arrive instantly. And so I want you to take a moment and go ahead and, using your inner voice, your heart's voice, your heart's wish is to go ahead and send a unique invitation and just ask with love for your highest angels to come and surround you now, and feel that. Feel the shifts in awareness. Feel the shifts in sensations, no matter how subtle or significant. But just allowing yourself to feel what's present for you. Letting go of any type of control. You're just opening yourself up to feel all that is already here for you. And I can promise you that they are already here. We can feel them in this space. And so as you can feel more of your angels now, and the energy that they are vibrating and emitting in this space, what we want you to do is to just take a moment to connect with that energy simply by making yourself feel at home over here. You might perhaps recognize the contrast from the energy that you were just in, which gives more clarity on the experience that you're currently in of this angelic realm of energy. And so as you feel yourself here, in a moment, I'm going to count up from 1 to 7. And with every number that I count up from 1 to 7, it will simply be your sign and signal to allow your unconscious mind, your spirit, your soul to go ahead and ignite you and expand you even further into this state so that you can experience more of what's already here for you. Just enlightening yourself as we count up from 1, 2, vibrating higher, 3, feeling yourself lightening up, 4, perhaps noticing how your breathing can shift and become more gentle, 5, don't you feel so alive, 6, even stronger now, allowing yourself to open up even more and just feel, and 7, self-realized heaven. What does that feel like for you? Self-realized heaven. As you feel the angels around you, what we want you to do as an initiation for yourself, a harmonic induction of sorts, is we want you to go ahead and imagine that you can go ahead and spread and stretch the angel wings that are already on your back, that perhaps you've not given attention to in far too long. And to simply imagine, experience, and feel yourself stretching the angel wings on your back. Feel them stretch as wide as they can stretch. Feel how it feels on your back. Notice the texture of your wings. Notice how this shifts your vibration as you attune yourself. You might hug yourself with your wings. You might stretch them fully. You might flap them. But all you're doing as you're playing with your wings is you're reattuning yourself to your own angelic nature, to the angelic vibrations, as you can perhaps notice your vibration shifting even more so now. And so finally, what we'd like you to do is to just imagine a divine, pure white light hovering and floating above your head. And feel the presence and sensation of that divine, pure white light hovering above your head. And notice how it feels, recognizing that that is your divine halo that has always been there. We are simply turning on the lights, allowing you to become aware of what has always been there, so that anytime you wish to connect and call us in, calling forth the angels, you will feel the connection that much more instantly and allow yourself to be held in the wings of love. And so we'll give you just a few moments just to bathe and be in this space of love. Just enjoy it. Allow it to soothe your hearts. Allow it to lift your souls. Allow yourself to feel the unconditional love and support of the angels that are there for you, recognizing that you too are them. There is no difference between you and them. We ask that you own that, for it is your presence as a being in this world that is a present to all those that you come across, vibrationally and physically. And so we thank you for being in this space with us, for allowing yourselves to receive, and for playing with us in this way. And so what you can do in a moment, as we count you back up from 1 to 5, on the count of 5 and only on the count of 5, eyes open, wide awake, feeling refreshed, feeling those angelic forces still with you, as you allow yourself to illuminate even further as the moments and days continue, as we count up now from 1, 2, even higher, 3, even freer. Feel the joy igniting in your being as we go ahead now and ask the angels to reteach joy to every cell of your being now, reminding you of the depths and magic of who you always have been and who you are. 4, angels galore. And 5, eyes open, wide awake, feeling amazing, feeling blissful, and just allowing yourself to be. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was fun.
Wow. Incredible. Incredible. What a powerful transmission. You're literally glowing. You do have actually like areas of light behind you, luminescent pockets in your face, vibrating from everyone. Literally everyone's in the comments like, damn, I felt it. Haha. Whoa. Wow. Thank you. Yeah.
Very high five, guys.
Yes. Wow. Yeah, that was incredible. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you for allowing me the space to do so and for activating me in that way. I definitely very much felt your support and your love and your vibrations, and it was extremely helpful. Thank you.
It's an honor. It's what a beautiful co-creation.
So much magic.
Magic. And I'm looking and it's 1:11 my time. And as I said, that's to 1:12.
Of course.
Making moves. Alignment. Oh, wow. Yeah, people are crying. And yeah, this is so beautiful. Literally, it's nonstop. Everyone's saying thank you. I love everyone. Wow.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Yes.
So well, thank you so much for being you. I feel like, yeah, I like almost need to go integrate that.
Okay, cool.
Like actually, yeah, the halo was so powerful too. I mean, all of it, the wings and everything. And I was half in receiving and half in helping to transmit the space as well. So there were like physical light codes flow coming through, and it was really cool because I would start to like I would do something like I would come to the heart as you'd say to the heart, or like would start to like spread the wings or start to do as you say that. So yeah, and people are saying they were doing that too, and it's like
Oh
yeah, you're
wow.
walking through the process. Yeah,
Dope. Amazing. Yeah, yeah, it's a really powerful activation in that way, just because, when we play with those kinds of energies with intention, such as the wings and the halo, it's not just fluff, it's not just imagination. You're literally attuning to a specific vibration that exists in consciousness that we call the angelic realms, much in the
yes,
ways that you can imagine, I don't know, anything, anger and get angry, right?
right.
It's a harmonic induction of sorts, but this is the harmonic induction of the angels, and allowing yourself to play with those vibrations using imagination as the catalyst linked with your intention and your emotions and your genuine, sincere desire to experience. That is the activation
Yes.
vibration.
Motivation.
Ooh, how you like that? You see what I did right
I'm gonna
there?
like copy that clip and play it to myself.
That was dope. That was dope.
It's
I'd love to ask you before we jump off, um, what you feel most excited about in life right now, moving forward?
wow. Well, there are so many levels to that because it's the collective level, the personal level, the higher self level, the human level, the inner child level. There are so many things that are, and I think that that is actually the answer where it's like there are so many powerful things that are being moved through and transforming and evolving into their best state in so many areas of our lives. And that can look like when you're going through the birth canal, like you're being squeezed and you can't breathe and you're trying to push through. It may temporarily look like that, but essentially, this is the shift. This is the
Yes.
paradigm shift. Like when it was like, it's not paradigm shift. It's like, yes, exactly how that paradigm was. We are changing everything about it. And in order for that to happen, things got to get kind of slippery.
Mm,
So yeah, I'm excited for what's coming. I'm being
mm,
shown a lot and being really like and not even necessarily like visually like specific detailed things, but I'm receiving so much internal confidence about where we are going as a collective. And as it continues to show externally, the attempts of the elites or the government or whatever is really going on behind all of this, which we kind of know what's really actually going on, that comes more online, it's like this confidence and this knowing becomes clearer, stronger, and more supported. We're getting closer every time this shit is coming up. So yeah, I'm excited for that. And I feel like it's so important
mm.
to integrate that awareness perhaps, or to give yourself permission to that perspective where it's like every time you see another like tragic thing, or it's like what, this exists, oh my god, it's another one, or this, because it's going to keep coming. We are shifting and there's a
Yes,
lot we got to change, so it's
yes.
going to keep coming. So the best thing you can do is to first harness your frequency, maintain your own energy, stay grounded, stay in your space, while because that's where you can help others accurately and assist them. That, and also when you see these things pop up, shift it to where you receive it as a positive thing. Oh, wow, another opportunity's been created.
Mm.
Wow, something else is brought to light. This is being spoken of, and now this has to change. And people are ready to change. People have the energy to change. People, everything is set in place, tools, resources, everything. The change is happening. And whoa, this is uncomfortable, but this is bringing something else.
Yes, yes. That what that brings up for me is, everything is a manifestation of the excitement of your soul.
Yeah.
So, so even the things that seem seemingly disgusting and that you don't prefer, it has been surfaced so that you can look at it and choose how to transmute it or let it go or what you want to do with it, so that you can continue on the path of more of the excitement of your soul. This
Mhm.
is, as you share, everything is working out best case scenario. Everything is a manifestation of the excitement of your soul, and if you treat it as such, you can experience it as such. because the definitions that we give to things really matter. And I feel
Mhm.
like that's even why that question came through of, what's your highest excitement these days, or moving forward, is because even during these times, it's always, not even still, it's always super important to focus on your excitement, because that energy of excitement is the energy of who you are. It's the energy
Yeah.
that connects you to more of yourself, more of your light, more of your inspiration, more of your creativity, more of your clarity, more of what makes you a shine in this world. And so it
Mhm.
is a reminder, an invitation to remember, if you've been feeling heavy and you've been feeling confused and maybe you've been being hard on yourself, that's okay. Give yourself some compassion and allow yourself to move in the direction of a lighter feeling, like I always say, and focus on your excitement, focus on your joy, allow it to light you up so that you can bring more light into the world, as Heather so beautifully and awesomely does.
Thank you. It's a reflection. Yes, you. Mm,
Beautiful,
thank you.
beautiful.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
thank you.
beautiful. Thank you. And yeah, getting so many questions. I will absolutely add David's link in the YouTube in the bio. I mean,
Description.
and his name is David Lyon too, if you want to just look him up too. But he has a YouTube, he has Instagram, he offers a bunch of beautiful offerings. So definitely check in with him.
Thank you.
And yeah, I really needed this release today, David and Heather. Thank you for facilitating. Everyone's on it. Thank you. We are so grateful. Wow. Yeah, there's so much. Go back and read the comments after this. It's so
I'm
beautiful.
definitely gonna read the comments for sure. And honestly, I could play with you all day. I really,
I know.
really love being in this space with you. And yeah, I just wanted to say a big thank you to you, because you're awesome. You really are.
You. Same. So are you. It's literally an honor. We chose these incarnations and we're here during this timeline. Like, it's fucking epic. It's huge that we're together. So thank you.
Yes, time to go have
Yeah.
some more fun.
All of you. Yes, yes. Yeah, please go have fun today. Everyone who's tuning in, thank you so much for being here. Hopefully this transmission allowed you to supplement some love, harmony, and comfort to yourself. And go have fun. Please go
Yes.
do something that will ignite your soul, something that you haven't done in a while, maybe, or maybe it's someone you call or this or whatever it is. Do something that's so fun right now.
Yes. How can you bring more joy into your life in this moment today as you move forward? Have fun with the angels. They might just show you something.
Yes. Oh, they're showing you a lot. Just pay attention.
Beautiful.
All right. Well, if an infinite blessing, so grateful.
Yes,
Mm.
many blessings and much love to everyone who tuned in and is watching on the replay. Love you guys.
Yes, we love you. And we'll be back soon. We'll plan it and we'll be back soon.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be playing this often.
Yeah, for sure. Love.